For Bowman. The question before the Federation Chamber is that the motion be agreed to, and I give the call to the member for Barton.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I rise to speak on this particular motion tonight and thank the member for Mallee for bringing this matter forward. As a newly elected member for the seat of Barton, I appreciate the opportunity to make contributions to this debate, particularly given my own experience in local government. Before entering Parliament, I proudly served as a councillor at Georges River Council, which covers a portion of my electorate. I recently resigned from that position due to my new role here in this place to ensure that this role gets the attention and focus it deserves, and the community of the ward that I was representing at Georges River Council will have a councillor that can focus on the needs and issues that arise there. And my time in local government has given me a deep understanding of the challenges councils face on the ground, from road maintenance, waste collection, community services to strategic planning. And while I understand this motion specifically highlights issues facing in our regions, I want to emphasise that local governments, regional, rural and metropolitan, are the closest level of government to our communities, and that proximity is absolutely vital. And having worked closely with some of my regional councillor colleagues and communities, I recognise the unique shared challenges across all jurisdictions, particularly around constraint with funding, growing service expectations and ageing infrastructure. And that's why the Albanese Labor government is committed to supporting a robust and also sustainable local government sector. One of the first acts in the last parliament, is my understanding, was to refer the matter of local government financial sustainability to the House Standing Committee on Regional Development, Infrastructure and Transport. This was the first inquiry of its kind, in my understanding, over 20 years, very much long overdue. And the interim report that my colleague has mentioned here tonight was released in early this year, in February 25, reflecting the depth of concern and engagement across the sector. And my understanding, there was over 280 written submissions and 16 public hearings. And the findings from this particular report is very clear. The role of local government has grown dramatically, and the funding model needs to evolve accordingly. As members will know, the inquiry was put on hold due to the federal election. In line with the parliamentary practice, the previous committee lapsed, and we have committed to re-establishing it. And my understanding as well, consultation is currently underway to determine some sort of timing once the committees resumes. And the government will be re-referring this inquiry to ensure the vital work it continues. And because we understand what's at stake, we've reinstated the Australian Council of Local Government to put local priorities back on the national stage. We've backed that commitment with investment into $3.3 billion in financial assistance grants this year alone. We're doubling the Roads to Recovery program to $1 billion annually over 5 years, and we've boosted the Black Spot program to $150 million a year and merged several infrastructure programs into a $200 million Safer Local Roads and Infrastructure program, and plenty more. This isn't just talk, it's real money. It is about targeting real solutions for our local needs. I need to also just highlight that, in contrast with those opposite, the Coalition was in government. They froze the indexation of financial assistance grants, ripping nearly $1 billion away from councils. They abolished the Australian Council of Local Government and ignored local voices for a decade. And they claimed to support regional Australia, but delivered pork-barreled press releases instead of actual infrastructure. And the last time I checked, Deputy Speaker, we can't build roads with press releases. We've invested $33 billion in housing investment initiatives, including support for social and affordable housing, and expanding the Help to Buy scheme. We're making TAFE free and expanding university access throughout the regional hubs. We're backing apprentices with a $10,000 incentive. We've strengthened Medicare and delivered 87 urgent care clinics, 31 in regional Australia, and much, much more, which my colleague can speak on tonight. Deputy Speaker, Labor governs for all Australians, whether they live in our inner cities and outer suburbs or the far-flung regions of regional towns, because postcodes should never limit potential. We're building a future where local government is not just heard but supported, where the regions are not just remembered but respected, and where communities are not just thriving but not just surviving but thriving.
Time has expired. And I thank the member for